the biggest shift in meta is inbound, and it's coming within a couple of weeks with the Abyss of Dagath update. The companion rework and the shield rework will be big for Warframe, and it will shift the meta. In fact, I can honestly say that after Abyss of Dagath, the best starter Warframe will be Volt. I say this because the Warframe will be universally useful in almost every mission in the game. Volt is meta because he is a good Eidolon hunter. He is the only one who can boost the critical damage of the Amp of Operators, which allows you to 1. Shot the limbs of the Eidolons in the plains. He is also a good secondary option when it comes to nuking in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught and helping your team level up their weapons fast. He is also a fast frame, capable of farming the Void Fisher Exterminate or Capture fast to get some prime parts at the fastest time possible. Usually, players are removing the first ability right now and giving Volt the Thermal Sunder treatment to avoid any downtime in farming prime parts. He is also good at farming relics in the Void Capture missions in either Yukor or Hepit. Best of all, you can cosplay as the Flash or any speedster character in the open-world areas with Volt. With the upcoming Abyss of Dagath update, this Warframe will be complete, as you can turn his shields into insane survivability. This will make this Warframe climb up the top 3 meta in the game. But what about Mag's squad leader? She also got her 4th ability to generate shields. You are right about this, and Mag can be a good starter Warframe. However, if I were to choose between Mug and Volt, it's a no-brainer that I would choose the latter, since Volt is not only good in surviving, but also reliable and versatile in almost all missions in Warframe. Basically, we all know that Digital Extremes will be buffing the shield mechanic in Warframe. They will add 50% damage reduction to all damage types in the shield, and this will be broken with an adaptation setup which also grants additional damage reduction to shields for a specific damage type. In addition, they will revamp the base shield gating mechanic, and after Abyss of Dagath, the more shields you get, the longer your invulnerability for the shield gating mechanic. The best part is, if you have a Warframe that can cast and gain shields within an instant, then you can abuse this mechanic. This makes Volt a super tanky Warframe after the update, and eventually, this Warframe will be unkillable. Just one cast of his 4th ability will give you tons of over-shield values, and you can abuse the new shield and shield gating mechanic with this ability alone. Now, what you are seeing on the screen are not the max values of Volt shields, as I have trimmed some by using the Decaying Dragon key. I just want to show you that with the current state of Volt shield mechanic, he can still survive Steel Path enemies with a combination of shield and crowd control. Now just imagine how broken this build would be after the Abyss of Dagath update. Speaking of the build, it's the usual capacitance build with a high range and good amount of duration. Also, I think that Arcane Aegis will be a more popular arcane after the upcoming update because of the higher damage reduction with shield. This will allow Arcane Aegis to restore your shield faster than before. While it's not needed, as we also have shield gating and 1 cast of discharge will give you over shield, this might be good to Warframes such as Gloom Hildren that activates Gloom and her 3rd ability. Arcane Aegis would somehow counter the drain, but for Volt, it's just an optional layer of defense. The good part about this capacitance build is the shield you gain from capacitance can also be used by your squad mates. This means that Volt will also be great when it comes to team survivability, as he can provide your team over shield with 1 cast of discharge. It's great to know too that discharge can crowd control enemies for a couple of seconds, and the shield survivability will be very potent since you have a couple of windows to gather shields and recast the ability again. I truly believe that Volt will climb up the ladder of meta Warframes this time, and it's weird and interesting to see that shields are getting better and better through the years. Honestly, this stat in the past is non-existing, but after shield gating, it became the most used survivability for skill spammer Warframes. After the Abyss of Dagath, it will be universally good for all Warframe, especially since we take into factor that there are Helminth abilities that allow you to get shields such as Pillage and Condemn. There are lots of changes to discuss here, and I'll be pumping a lot of Warframe content this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Squad Leader signing off.